Oh yes, my friend, good morning. Thank you for joining me. That is, if you are in Uganda or all over Africa. Good afternoon for those of you in Australia. Good evening for those of you in North America. There's a music piece from a Ugandan gospel artist called Justin Nabosa. I love it, I love it, I love it. Good morning, Uganda. My friends in Uganda, let us talk. All over West Nile, Northern Uganda, Eastern Uganda, Kabale. I want to hear from you. My friends in Kampala area, as it is known, Central Uganda. My friends all over Uganda. And those of you that are from Uganda but are outside Uganda borders right now, in the diaspora, let me hear from you. Where are you and where are you watching from? This is Paul Jidudu. Yes, my friends, let me know that where you are watching from. I wanted us to talk briefly about our country, Uganda, and the things going on, not from a political point of view, but from a care and concern, first as a citizen, secondly as a parent, thirdly as a leader. I have a mandate and a responsibility to address some of the issues that I'll be addressing today, and I'll continue addressing as much as I feel there is need to address. Yes, I'm waiting for you to join me. We need to talk about Uganda for a minute. I'm waiting for you, my friends. I'm checking for you. Let me know you are watching and where you are watching from. Yes, I want to know who is watching and where you are watching from. We need to talk about Uganda briefly. Let's talk for a minute. Let's talk a minute about this precious country. Well, behind me I have the national flag for Uganda. It's an amazing flag full of meaning. I mean, you can interpret it wherever you want to interpret. But the black stands for the African people, and then the yellow stands for the sunshine that shines all over Africa. Of course, if you've been to Africa, and if you've not been, I invite you to come. I want you to visit Uganda and see the sunshine is always there. It is something that we always have. This reminds me of my friend Mark in Bolton, UK. Everyone in the UK, you have a different weather as compared to the weather in Uganda and Africa. But well, we have the yellow, and then we have the red, which is for brotherhood or for the blood. Every human being has blood. With the color of blood is red, and that's why we have that. But well, I came to talk to you briefly about our precious country, Uganda. As you all know, I gave yesterday, I posted something about the COVID statistics, and 883 were the cases, and by the way, most of these cases were truck drivers, and then we have 761 that have recovered, and then so in between there we have not lost anybody. We thank God for that. We thank God for the medical professions. We thank God for everyone doing their best to make sure that everyone is well. We are thankful to God for that. But then the other side of it is that, I mean, for almost 4 months, Uganda has been on a lockdown. And then in this lockdown, nobody is actually telling us exactly how many people died because of the lockdown. Because so many people have died because of the lockdown. They could not access medical care. They were not able to go to deliver mothers mothers were not able to get to the hospital in time to deliver, and they died. People were shot, and so many other things happened during the lockdown. Nobody has given us a number of how many people that have died during the lockdown. But as for COVID itself, so far we've not lost anybody. Not forgetting that we have other diseases and issues that kill more Ugandans than COVID has done in the last 3 months. Now, I am not underestimating COVID in any way, but I just want us to look at things and figures and numbers. I mean, science is also about the numbers, and the numbers are saying something else, and the science is saying something else as far as some people are saying. Now, but we're so thankful that eventually the government is starting to ease the lockdown in some of the places, or most of the places, except for border districts that the government still feels that they should be under lockdown. Now, that is according to their determination, which is okay. But if you've looked at my Facebook page, if you've looked at my Facebook wall and my Facebook page, if you go downtown Kampala, people are flooding. People are flooding between 7 and 5 or between 7 and 6 in the evening. There is a flood of people in Kampala. And with all of that in the city, that means there is no way we can avoid community infections or community transmission as the government has been saying. But yet at the same time, we have locked schools and we have locked places of worship, which these two places are more organized than the streets of Kampala. Schools are more organized than the streets of Kampala, and schools are more organized. Places of worship are more organized than the streets of Kampala, and yet we let the street of Kampala be full of people, but we cannot allow schools to start. We cannot allow universities to start operating. No, I don't think that is fair. We demand that schools are opened. We demand that our children are allowed to go back to school to continue with their education. We demand that places of worship should be opened. And I want to ask you, our friends, I mean, today is a Saturday, and most of the members of parliament are back in their constituencies, they are back in their areas. Please visit your member of parliament and demand that they speak to the government and they open schools and open places of worship, because I do not see why the government of Uganda would insist that they are not opening schools and they are not opening places of worship, and yet they are willing to open Kampala and have people flood in the streets. I don't get it. Not only Kampala, but other places that have been opened up. So if they are opening up Kampala, they are opening up Mukono, they are opening up Jinja, they are opening up Mbalala, they are opening up Kabale, they are opening up Arua. If they are opening up these major towns, then why not schools? Why not places of worship? Because the very people in these places moving in these streets Monday through Friday or Monday through Saturday are the very people that go to these places of worship. And not only that, but why not have our schools open? Because schools are more organized than these groups of people. Okay, we talk about these people may catch it and so on and so forth, but these people every day go back into their communities, go back into their villages. So if it's going to break out, definitely it's going to break out. We don't see sense. I don't see sense in why the government will still insist on not opening schools, not allowing tertiary students to go back back and finish their year. I don't see any sense in why we are not opening up places of worship. Places of worship are more organized, and I am here to demand, and I mobilize every one of you, church leaders, religious leaders, students. I am mobilizing all of us. Let us demand that places of worship are opened. Let us demand that schools are opened. I encourage you to share this video with your friends, share this video on different platforms, but let us ask our government to open our schools and open our places of worship. We ask our government to open our schools and open our places of worship. I thank you so much for joining me. I pray that you will continue to share this message. Hey, God bless you. I look forward to talking to you again right here. Bye for now.